So the Nuggets
Yes.
took care of business like you tried to warn me.
I did.
Multiple times for the second straight season last year in the Western Conference Final.
Yep.
We know what that was about, the broom. This year, it was the broom and the dustpan because we got eliminated in 5. What happened?
Well, actually, I'm surprised at the Nuggets because while I told you at the beginning of the series that I thought it was a fait accompli that the Nuggets were going to win in spite of everything that you were hoping for from LeBron and the Lakers, and I think the Lakers did as much as they could do.
Yeah,
I don't look at them and say, you know what, they didn't bring it. I would say that about the Denver Nuggets. This as again, I didn't think last year as a sweep was as challenging or looked as challenging as this 5-game series did this year, and it really has me wondering about the Nuggets because last night they looked tight. Mm-hmm. I expected them to, okay, you know what? We messed around in game 4. We gave them one. Let's come home and let's take care of business. And they struggled to really get it done. And it was a lot of unforced errors, a lot of miscommunication. And this is a team that's won a championship. This is a team that's had to execute.
What did they have, 13 turnovers last night?
I don't know how many of them,
I think it was 13.
But there were so many that were just miscommunication. It wasn't like somebody jumping a passing lane. It was a sloppy pass to the wrong hand or Jokic thinking one thing and KCP thinking another. And so, like, my whole thing with watching last night was not so much the Lakers as much as it was the Nuggets, because I got the Nuggets repeating as champions. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, you know what? Minnesota's going to give you a much tougher time than what the Lakers could give you. Are these Nuggets really up to the task? Because they did not look like defending champions to me last night.
Such that they've beaten you 12 of the last 13 times.
And they can't.
And they like,
Well, you know what? That's what I thought for most of the series was, you know, at some point, and I'm sure you experienced this. I don't know what team that was in your career, but where you go, we don't have to come out of the gate hard. Like, we know we have their number. Like, let's measure when do we have to get busy? And you have that feeling, right? Like, we can't let this game get away from us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now let's play and close it, right? Now let's play and go win the game. I felt like the Nuggets did that for the better part of this series. After losing game 4, after getting bit by it, because they didn't want it to go game 5. You want to get it over quick, right?
Because you go game 5. I mean, if you go game 6 back in LA, though.
Oh, all bets are off now.
Now you so tight you can't shoot a BB out.
Exactly. And now and like Minnesota's waiting for you, and you're leaning on your starting 5 more than you did last year because your bench is young and still unproven. And Jamal Murray's dealing with something. KCP's down. Like you opened the door to problems.
Yeah, I was like, man, keep that bench on the floor.
Yeah.
KCP went out those 2 times and went to the tunnel. I'm like, oh God, yes, bring those dudes off the bench.
Yeah. So and we'll see how that plays out against Minnesota. But I just expected a far more dominant, forceful performance. They didn't let it get away from them in the first half the way they did in the previous games. But they also didn't close the way. I mean, look, it came down to one shot again at the end of the game. And, I mean, again.
Put them in a bad spot and pick and roll.
The Nuggets knew, the Nuggets knew, like, if it's a possession-by-possession game, we got these cats.
Yeah.
Like, we got these cats. But I thought that they were going to try to send a message and say, hey, we messed around in game 4.
Where did Darvin Ham, if at all, you think he went wrong at? And what do you see as a double-barrel question you see as his future with the Lakers?
I get the sense that the Lakers are committed to him because I think they like the way that he develops the younger players. And let's face it, that's where the Lakers are right now.
Even though the star player and Anthony Davis questioned Darvin Ham's coaching ability without mentioning his name.
If AD were a stronger personality, I'd worry about that. But AD really is a go-along type of guy. And so him expressing that opinion doesn't necessarily make me believe that there is an issue there. Now, the one thing that I seriously question is with 3 minutes left, when Jokic went to the cup and AD, they called the foul.
Yeah. And he blocked it clean.
And he
snuffed him.
But he challenged that.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the second challenge.
Yeah, from the first one in the first quarter, early in the game.
And
we won. They reversed it.
And they won that. And they won the second challenge, right?
Yeah.
But they took their last time out as a result of it because of the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 3 minutes left. And it's a tie game. And you're challenging something to prevent Jokic from going to the free throw line. Like, I with 3 minutes left in a game that you assume is going to go down to the wire. Because let's say they have a timeout left with 3.6 seconds left.
We advance to midcourt.
We're calling timeout. We're getting a play set. We're advancing it 3-6. We can get a good shot.
Yeah.
They were done. They were cooked. So that to me, and part of it was AD and LeBron were like calling for the, but that's where as a coach,
pressured him into it from game 4,
right?
When LeBron told him and he didn't do it and he walked away with 2 timeouts.
Which I found really interesting that because there was another play a little bit later with D'Lo who asked for a review and he gave it. Like, I don't know. Maybe he just, at the time, I'm assuming maybe LeBron, he just didn't want to challenge that one and he screwed it up. So maybe this time around with D'Lo, he's like, okay, I'll do it. I get that, but there are plenty of times where coaches will challenge based on who the player is that's asking.
No, that's very true. In football as well. In football as well, my coaches at Parcells would be like, did you catch that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I didn't catch it. He'd go, okay, you sure? I'm like, no, I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Boom. Or he would ask,
Yeah.
did you get your foot down? And I'd be like, yeah, I got my foot down. Easy. And he'd go, boom, and then we win. So it's all about, like you said, depending on who the player is.
But LeBron was emphatic.
Yeah.
Challenge it.
But he might have been emphatic with some other stuff in the past, and it didn't go the same way. So maybe Darwin goes, nah. We absolutely hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more from us, hit that subscribe button for all videos, full episodes, and exclusive content from the show. And don't forget to find All Facts, No Breaks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.